Well, good morning. I hear an echo, but it's not a shock to hear technical problems. But I'm going to persevere. Now, this week is a week where I'm not going to discuss music at all. I'm going to discuss my 3 weeks of hell with Bell. Now, the first thing I did was call Bell about one issue that I was having. It was a minor thing about getting spam email. So I called them up, and then they started pushing their fiber internet system. So they said they can upgrade me to the fiber and it wouldn't cost me, and I would get all this phenomenal technology upgrading. It would be faster. I would be so incredibly thrilled. It was going to be like 30 times faster. That was the advertising. So I figured, what the hell? What could go wrong? I never thought anything could go wrong. I hope this echo is not going to go on, but we'll find out. You know, maybe it'll just sound like two people instead of one. So I organized the technicians to come to my house to give me a brand new modem called the Hub 4000. So this was the cat's meow. I was going to be so excited and happy. So the dudes come, the two dudes, they come and they say to me, "Hey, while we're doing the fiber, I have the Fibe TV receivers, and I can hook you up with Fibe TV too." So I figured I kind of like the idea. You'd get a few more channels. Um, it was going to be a time shifting, so I could watch shows at different hours than I used to. Uh, so I said, okay, that maybe is going to be a good idea. So I called Bell. I ordered up a bunch of channels because you got to pick channels so they can know what channels you're going to subscribe to, get a price. So the boys, they put in 4 5 TV receivers as well as the fiber internet modem. So I was set. I said, wow, what a thrilling, exciting thing this is. So just the first issue, the dopey technicians forget their tools, their winter jacket, and their cell phone. So that's the first hassle that we have to deal with. That these dopes have to come back and get their stuff they forgot, and then the journey through hell begins. I don't have a script for this miserable story. Excuse me for the sniffing. I'm not on cocaine. It's just overall, who knows. So then the 4 TVs work. The guys are telling me how great it is. And then 2 hours later, my landline can only call out, not call in. That lasts for 3 days. Nobody can reach me. So they got to bother me on my cell phone with texts and trying me and the ringer and all that hell. So finally, after 10 phone calls and text with Bell, somehow they blame it on an outage in my neighborhood, and it's not my individual phone's fault. It's the fault of the area. So the phone starts to work. Okay, bravo. But the therefore receivers lose connectivity. So they kind of go on, and then oops, you get that message. Oops, cannot connect. See, now with this fiber dance, the fibe is connected to the internet, which is fiber. So if the modem is not doing what it has to do, the receivers can conk out. You can lose one in one room, then the next room is fine, and then that one conks out. And then another room, you completely lose it for 5 days. Then another one, you have to use the remote control of the television, not a bell. And then that gets jammed up for like 5 or 6 days. So technician number two comes, and he walks around my house inside and out and says the first group of technicians were sloppy, did a bad job. There are wires poking in and out of every fucking orifice that this guy says is badly done. It's a real mess. So he goes and tells his boss. So, and he doesn't do anything for the fact that my reception keeps losing connectivity. He doesn't do anything. He leaves. Then the idiots that forgot their cell phone and tools and jacket come back. So they come back, and then they say, "What do you mean I did a bad job?" They go around fiddling with wires, checking my phone, looking at things, then they leave. So that's the third visit, second by the first two. So that's 3 visits. Okay, so then the fourth guy come. Hold on, the fourth visit, but it's 3 different people. So this guy comes. He starts getting mad at me, telling me my TVs suck. They're old. They're not technically advanced, and that's the reason why I can't get reception. So that's his story. Then he starts fiddling around with all these stupid green lit receivers and punching buttons on the TV, the modem, wires going on. So he's ready to leave, and he says to me in French, "Don't let me hear that you complain that I didn't do a good job or my receivers didn't work, because our receivers are the greatest things in the world and they're better than anyone's. So it can't be that it's the fault of the receivers." And then he leaves in a huff because he's mad if I ever dare to complain about his work. So there he goes. And what happens the next morning? Of course, there's problems. Receivers don't work again. The modem isn't working. Then the internet's not working. So here we go. I'm trying to keep track. So we've had 2 visits by the first 2 guys. Then there was one guy in the middle that criticized everything. Then the fourth visit was the guy complaining that I can't complain. He's making a big deal that he's the greatest repair guy in the world, and whatever he does, it means that Bell is the best, and there can't be an issue anymore. So I wake up, 2 or 3 TVs aren't working. What else is new? And don't forget, I'm calling Bell like easily 8 times a day, every day for like 10 days at this point. Hi, Long Brain. Can you hear me, buddy? Can you hear me? Hear me? Is it an echo? Yeah, because I hear an echo in my headphones. So maybe Long Brain a nice guy. He maybe can let me know, but I'm still gonna finish up. So here we go. So we're dealing with 4 visits, 70 to 80 calls to Bell. And that's also setting up my cell phone, which I was transferring them to, my landline issues, my internet, my television, all fucking up. Um, so then what do I do? I get this guy. He comes in, another genius. He knows everything. He's a brilliant guy. He even used my bathroom, which I really was pissed off about. And I almost told him to go to fucking hell and go to his toilet in the fucking alley. But I let him go because I'm so stressed out and frustrated by this fucking shit. I want to get it over. I hope you do get a new iPhone. My wife is thinking about it, but it's a lot of money, long brain. So this guy who's here, he tells me to cancel all my services with Bell and have my wife call up and reinstall 4 different services in order to get a different receiver, which he thinks may or may not improve my reception. An iPhone 11. My wife is probably on an 8 at this point. She likes it, but she's thinking of a new one. She might have to get one day. But so this guy goes on, and he's telling me that, of course, I won't put my wife through it because she'd have to call for hours and days, 100 times to set it all up. So no, I disagree. Then he tells me to get rid of the Bell receiver for one and replace it with a Fire Stick and program it and bullshit. So that's it for him. 4 hours he's here to argue with me. And then he tells me the only way he could get me a better receiver is he talks to some big shot in an office, and then he's going to convince me to get a different receiver. But then I heard that receiver is shit too, and I'm going to lose reception with that. So I'm really pissed off. Then I get the Bell Mobility SIM card, which we have to put in our phones and reprogram for my wife for voicemail. So we go through all of that hell too. And during all this, my stupid HP printer, which is very unstable, as soon as you change something, um, this was like a month ago, 3 weeks ago, it started. So then my printer disengages from my computer due to the modem change. That took an hour on the phone with HP, and they got it back and running, which is pure hell. So after all this, and 80 to 90 phone calls to Bell, we're up to, I have decided I'm done. All of this switching to Bell from Videotron was in order to save about $60 or $70 a month. Big fucking deal. The stock market crashes and kills me every 2 days anyway. So I got sick and tired of it. I called some big shot. I got some big shot in Toronto, and she finally agreed that it's a waste of my time. That I had too many devices hooked up to my modem, so that might have been the reason why I'm having all these problems. Long brain, yeah, it's not raining here that much. Maybe we didn't get the storm fallout that you guys got. I'm assuming we're going to have rain soon. It's getting colder, that's for sure. And in 6 weeks, we're going to get the snow again, as usual. So back to the story. I'll talk to you anytime, long brain. It's fine. I'm not telling an exciting story anyway. So the rest of the story is ending soon. I finally get Videotron. They hook me up, and they get me back up and running. It took a couple of tries. There was some issue with the channels, but they fixed it within a day or two at least. But oh yeah, in between, I forgot that some idiot at Bell told me to set up satellite TV on my roof. Then the guy who was in my house said cancel it. So then I canceled it 3 times, 3 different times after canceling. The satellite TV guys came to my house with ladders begging me to put the satellite on, even though I canceled it. So that's 3 other issues I had to deal with. There's probably a lot more kvetching and complaining I can do, more and more things, but the end result, I sent all the equipment back to Bell. They wanted the old modem, they wanted the remote controls, they wanted the boxes, whatever. I gave them it all back. I paid $7 for a box. The girl told me Bell has had many issues and many people are bringing back their boxes and sending them back to Bell. So to hell with Bell, but I am keeping them for the internet, home phone, and cell phone because those haven't been a problem lately. So I'm going to stick with it. And that's my Bell Health story, or Hell's Bells. I should have played Hell's Bells, but of course, I still don't know how to play music on my show. Last thing, fuck you, CAC government. You won in Quebec. The English and ethnics hate your guts, but of course, the French love you, so you got in. Take care, everybody. Usually discuss music, but I had to get this craziness off my chest. Happy Yom Kippur. Pray for your sins if you're a Jew. If you're not, just go on living your life. Shalom, goodbye, and thank you, Long Brain, for tuning in. You're the only one. My reach for stardom is stuck 25 below the ground floor, but I'm used to it, so it's okay. Take care, man. And for sure, Long Brain, let me know when you're on next time and I'll try to tune in. But if it's at midnight, it's going to be tough. Goodbye, everybody. Take care.